What up, y'all? It's your man Sam Ant here at Viral Hip Hop News. Do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that notification bell, and subscribe to the brand Viral Hip Hop News. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. We're gonna talk about the game. Looks like the game may be over as he is losing one of his LA mansions. We're gonna talk about it right after a word from our sponsor. Want a live interview with Viral Hip Hop News? Email me, Sam Ant at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. Let's go. That's right. Your sponsor is me, Sam Ant. If you're an artist, entrepreneur, own your own business, want to promote your music or brand here at Viral Hip Hop News, want a live interview with me on this platform, email me, dlsmediainc1@gmail.com to find out how you can get on the platform with me, get an interview, get your brand promoted, establish a relationship and networking with myself. Let's go to work, y'all. Let's do it. All right, so the game. We've been talking about this situation. This situation happened back in 2015. We started our podcast back in 2017, and we've been talking about this situation as it's gone through its developments ever since. And it looks like it has hit a pretty substantial mark in its case. In this case, I'm alluding to is games assault charges against Priscilla Rainey. Now, this is courtesy of Hot New Hip Hop. I'll go ahead and read along as you guys can read along with me. Guys see the title. Game loses his house in legal battle with his sexual assault accuser, Priscilla Rainey. Priscilla Rainey originally sued the game back in 2015, and she's still trying to collect the money from her judgment. The game has officially lost his Calabasas home. According to AllHipHop, a judge ordered its sale to cover a $7.13 million judgment owed to Priscilla Rainey. Rainey sued the game back in 2015 with an allegation of sexual assault. It stemmed from the filming of the VH1 reality show She's Got Game. Despite Game's denial of the allegations, he failed to show up in court for trial, and thus Rainey was awarded a default judgment. Rainey has been trying to get Game to give up the home for quite some time. Back in 2024, she calculated that the house should be worth about $3.19. In another filing obtained by AllHipHop, her attorney, Janelle M. Deese, wrote that there is no current homeowner's exemption or disabled veterans exemption for the dwelling. She continued, record title to the dwelling is held in the names of Cash M. Jones, a married man, as his sole and separate property, subject to a final judgment and permanent injunction obtained by judgment creditor, deeming title to be held by JTT Holdings as an alter ego of judgment debtor. I am informed and believe that this dwelling is not a homestead. After Rainey initially filed her lawsuit, the game vehemently denied the allegations in a statement on IG. Don't be fooled by these accusations or the dollar amount in the headlines, because I put that on my favorite auntie's poodle. This broad ain't getting shit. He wrote in 2016. Every girl on that show will tell you I never touched this chick or ever desired to be anywhere near her. She got kicked off the show. As a result, she filed this lame lawsuit, which probably her intentions before the show was ever even started. Following the default judgment, Game attempted to get a new trial but was unsuccessful. As for the $7.13 million, 1.13 was in compensatory damages, and the other $6 million was in punitive damages. Now, let me get that right. Where we at? Here we go. I'm not sitting here arguing or defending whether or not the game is telling the truth. The game is lying. Priscilla Rainey is telling the truth. Priscilla Rainey is lying. But what I will give credit for her in doing, unlike a lot of these accusers and all these wild ass allegations, everything we see, as soon as it happened, she filed a lawsuit. She went through the court proceedings. She filed the correct paperwork. The game failed to appear in court. Why? If you're innocent and somebody's suing you for $7.13 million and it has merit, I'm not saying that she's telling the truth, but if she's serious about this shit, why wouldn't you go to court and defend yourself, especially if you were innocent? Unless one of two things. One, you're guilty, or two, you're extremely negligible. You neglect serious shit and it has cost you a lot of money. It has cost you your crib. Now, I'm sure the game will come out and say he doesn't give a damn, he don't care, he blah, 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 blah. Trust me, these people care. Don't nobody, I don't care what height of entertainment or how popular they are on social media, they care. And the Game at one point was one of the hottest rappers in the game in the early 2000s. So I'm sure he got a nice little chunk of change for it, and he's not far off. But if you ain't making music, you ain't making movies. I don't know what he's doing on the business side. I don't want to count the brother's pockets, but I'm sure he could use this crib for at least some type of collateral, some type of physical asset that he can kind of keep so that he can have money in the event that he loses it. I'm sure he doesn't want to lose this crib to her, especially if it's an asset that'll go toward that judgment. Man, oh man, I think this is just a case of extreme negligence on the Game's part. I remember talking about this through the years, and he was saying maybe even money. He didn't have money. Maybe it was being funneled through whack and various management. But she's been persistent. She's been quiet. Y'all tell me, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen her doing any interviews. I ain't seen her on none of these platforms. I haven't seen her in front of Gayle King. I haven't seen her in front of any of these CNN or Fox News people like you see these Diddy accusers. Quiet, letting her lawyer do the talking, filing when she needs to file, be available in court when she needs to be in court. And the Game's negligence seemingly cost him a lot of money, because we'll never know whether or not she's telling the truth or lying, he's being railroaded or not, because he failed to do some simple things. And that's terrible. And that's 100% on him. He has to hold himself accountable for this. I don't want to see any man or woman, anybody for that matter, be accused of something they didn't do. But God damn it, you got to defend yourself. We can only do so much. If you're innocent, you got to defend yourself. And if you're sitting there on social media just talking about she's lying and all this shit, she's not getting your auntie's poodles, whatever the fuck you said, that ain't enough, dog. And clearly you're starting to see that ain't enough. Ain't enough at all. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this situation. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Sam, Ant, CEO, the brand, Viral Hip Hop News. I think I'm about to go through a little bit of a name change. We'll keep the Viral Hip Hop News, the VHHN, because I created that. I love the logo. I love what I built. But I want to kind of change it so it's not so much always hip hop news. It's just more so a network. Coming soon. Anyway, till next time, next story, Sam, Ant, CEO, the brand, Viral Hip Hop News. I love each and every one of y'all. Love yourselves. And I'm out of here, man. Deuces.